Madam Chair, we are on.
All right. Well, the meeting of the Committee on Student Achievement and School Innovation of the Board of School Directors will please come to order. Will the Secretary please call the roll?
Director Carr has asked to be excused. Director Gokul Gandhi.
Present.
Director Leonard.
Present.
Director Simpson is also excused. Chair Garcia.
Present.
We have a quorum of the committee present.
All right. The chair will now ask the secretary to lead us in the recitation of the Pledge of Allegiance. Members, please mute your devices.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Pursuant to Board Rule 1.06, this meeting is being conducted virtually. Board members may be participating from the Central Service Building. In order to allow as much public participation as possible, this meeting is being broadcast via live stream on the MPS website and on the MPS YouTube stream, the links to which may be found on the MPS website on the Boardcast page. Before we begin tonight's meeting, we have a short announcement regarding interpretation services for the Spanish-speaking members of our audience.
Buenas tardes. Esta junta escolar se transmitirá en español para aquellas personas que lo necesiten. Para escuchar esta junta escolar en español, por favor marque el número 312-626-6799. Repito, marque el 312-626-6799 y ponga el número de identificación o código para esta junta que es 608-130-5362. Repito, 608-130-5362. Gracias. Thank you.
For each of our items of business, we will hold a discussion and public hearing. Individuals who wish to speak on tonight's items were required to register in advance. I ask that those who are waiting to speak to remain on the platform until they are called upon to speak. Just a reminder, Robert's Rules of Order dictates that all comments should be directed to the chair of the committee. Also, any questions or requests are to be directed toward the chair, who will determine the most efficient way to address them. All speakers are asked to state their name and spell their last name before proceeding with their comments. Each speaker will have 2 minutes and 15 seconds to speak. After a speaker's time is up, they may continue to follow the meeting at one of the broadcast options mentioned previously. To ensure the good order of the meeting, harassment or intimidation tactics of any kind, including inappropriate language, will not be tolerated. The chair reserves the right to remove anyone engaging in such behavior from the platform. Those removed from the platform may continue to listen to the meeting or access the agenda items online. However, he or she will not be allowed to rejoin the platform. Written testimony may be submitted to the Office of Board Governance, P.O. Box 2181, Milwaukee, Wisconsin 53201, or fax to 414-475-8071, or email to governance@milwaukee.k12.wi.us. Also, for our listening audience, if you wish to access this evening's agenda and attachments online, you may do so by visiting milwaukeepublic.ic-board.com. Now let's begin. Madam Secretary, what is item 1?
Madam Chair, for our listening audience, Director Peterson has joined the committee. And item number 1 is action on the Summer Academy 2022. The recommendation is that the board approve the 2022 Summer Academy Plan.
Excellent. Will the administration please present the item?
It does not look like the microphone is on. There
Sorry
we
about
go.
that.
That's okay.
Good evening, Vice Chair Garcia and members of the committee. Keith Posley, Superintendent of Schools. Summer 2022 will be here before we know it. Milwaukee Public Schools is pleased to offer summer learning opportunities to enhance academic skills and exploration of experiences to young people in Milwaukee. This evening, the academic team will provide an overview of programming for elementary, middle, and high school students in the Milwaukee Public Schools Summer Academy during the month of June and July. We look forward to offering academic engaging activities and career exploration opportunities for students of all ages. I will ask that Natalie Anderson at this time begin the presentation, and after which we'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. Natalie?
Good evening, Vice Chair Garcia and members of the committee. I'm Natalie Anderson, Manager of Extended Learning Opportunities. And I'm going to share with you our proposal for the 2022 Summer Academy. Milwaukee Public Schools recognizes that students' achievement, academic success, and engagement is a high priority and critical to our students' future success. Extended learning opportunities such as summer school are critical strategies to leverage student success and are in alignment with priority one, increase academic achievement and accountability. Summer Academy is designed to inspire curiosity, build knowledge, and help students become confident learners, prepared for the challenges ahead of them. To accomplish this, we will provide acceleration curriculum to prepare students for the rigor they will face in the next grade level and mitigate learning deficits. With this in mind, we continue to develop new programming and examine programs which I will highlight during the presentation. Throughout the development of Summer Academy for the 2022 school year, we were sure to keep in mind the express needs of students and families, special populations such as students with disabilities and English language learners in both program design and structure. The presentation tonight will provide the proposed plan detailing the 2022 summer. The plan presented is developed for in-person instruction. In the handouts, you have 3 documents I will reference throughout the presentation: the NPS Summer School Programming Presentation and a more detailed document labeled Summer Academy Proposal. Also, you have the proposed site listings as a reference. Highlights from Summer 2021. Summer 2021 went great. I wanted to highlight just a few of our accomplishments. We had 360 families respond to a survey, with 89% of the families saying they enjoyed the summer experience and 83% of families stating they learned a lot. We provided over 2,700 courses that were recovered in the 2 summer sessions. Students were attentive and engaged. Students attended Summer Academy driven to complete what they signed up for. We provided 105 college credits earned during the July session for students who participated in our nursing dual enrollment program. They earned 3 college credits apiece in English. Over 1,900 virtual students attended for the summer. We had 127 graduates, record number of applications, 8 new program offerings, and over 105 courses recovered through virtual night school alone. Throughout the elementary camps, 80 virtual adventures were streamed into classrooms that students engaged in with our partners from Recreation, Arts at Large, the Wisconsin Conservatory of Music, Mad Science, and more. This year, we plan to have another exciting summer. ELO is continuously looking for new ways to increase student engagement through programming that accommodates all students' needs. With that, we are again offering new programming for the summer of 2022. They are highlighted in the proposal on page 4, and I will discuss them here. We're offering College 101 for students, which provides students the opportunity to take several entry-level college courses while earning high school credits at the same time. We will also offer several high-interest courses based on students' academic and career plans. We plan to provide a Summer Academy super site, which will host a ton of new courses built around student interests and our teachers' talents. We will offer coursework in architecture, Lego design, journalism, and music production, just to name a few. Currently, we have 22 proposals offered by teachers and are expecting more in. As space permits, we plan to offer summer academy satellite sites, which will give high schools the opportunity to acclimate their freshmen for an extended period of time, giving them access to acceleration courses and fundamental skills in both English and math to promote future success in high school for students. A line from previous summer programming for the 2022 school summer, we will be providing programming in the following areas. We will continue to offer extended school year for students with disabilities as determined by their IEP, elementary acceleration programs and career exploration. We'll have programming in both bilingual and multicultural education, ESL, and Montessori offerings for students. Again, we will provide GED option 2 and competency-based alternative programs to help students complete their high school diploma. We will promote 8th grade promotion to help those students that need a little extra boost to be successful in high school, and many high school core and elective credits. High School Summer Academy is 2 3-week sessions that will allow students in grades 9 through 12 to participate in areas such as career exploration, internship opportunities, build proficiency in key skill areas, and get ahead or stay on track for graduation by taking courses. Credit acceleration and credit recovery courses are provided in core content areas as well as elective courses. Students will also have the opportunity to receive ESL services through the summer programming. GED option 2 allows students that are overage and under credit to earn a regular high school diploma through DPI mandated curriculum. GED-02, the most recognized way to measure competency, is the General Education Development Test. In Wisconsin, that includes GED test battery in math, science, social studies, and language art. Plus, students in the GED-02 program take health, civic literacy, employability skills, and career awareness to compose the high school equivalency diploma. The competency-based program allows students who are overage and under credit to earn the diploma through a project-based curriculum. We will again welcome back students from Wisconsin Challenge Academy, which is an alternative program designed to reclaim the lives of at-risk students and produce graduates with the values, skills, and education and self-discipline necessary to succeed as adults. Students return from the Challenge Academy and attend summer school to complete their graduation requirements. We will continue to offer service learning, which is a way to teach and learn that connects classroom studies with the care and concern students naturally have for their world. Through investigation, planning, reflection, and youth-led action, students join with community partners to solve problems that make things better in their schools, their neighborhoods, and the world around us. In this process, they master valuable 21st century skills and global competencies such as critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and taking action. We continue to review our program offerings for middle school students to provide a variety of interactive, academically engaging experiences based on students' expressed interests. These interests are based upon academic and career planning in Zello. Students will have the option of participating in career exploration programs, Explore Your Future, as well as credit acceleration. The curriculum will focus on career interests while exposing students to standards students will see in the next grade level. We will also offer acceleration option for middle school students. The calendar for high school and middle school will be both June and July sessions running June 9th through June 29th and July 6th through July 27th. Middle school students will also have the opportunity to participate in our K-8 camps, which will be 5-week sessions. The Elementary Summer Academy will be in an acceleration model as well to ensure students are prepared for the rigor of the next grade level and to mitigate any learning deficits. We will continue to extend the length of the camp to accommodate more content as well as assist families with summer planning. The session will be 5 weeks and run from 8 to 12 daily from June 27th through July 27th. Most sites will have wraparound services and provide lunch and breakfasts. Again, 89% of the families enjoyed the theme camps from last summer, so we will continue to have those camps this summer. Those camps include Math Rockstars, Get Arts Wild, STEM Camp, and Superheroes Among Us. Our Montessori and bilingual camps will also provide weekly camp themes. Those camps will mirror the elementary camps, but will have engaging curriculum based on Montessori and bilingual options. Summer adventures will be integrated into those themes, and engaging field trips and on-site specialty programs will occur during those camps. Extended learning opportunities are held to give students exposure to new subjects, encourage curiosity, and further learning through community partnerships. Students identify new areas of interest and ability through camps designed to help students gain real-world experiences and prepare them for future success. Camps will be half-day, full-day, week-long, or overnight at NPS school locations or community organizations. ELO works with community partners to provide experiential learning opportunities on non-school days, winter and spring break as well. Extended learning opportunities to provide receive feedback from students and teachers through surveys at the end of each of these camps. The Summer Academy adventures are going to be focused in on our elementary students in grades K-5 through 8th grade. To ensure fiscal responsibility and transparency, we continue to review data from previous school years to increase efficiency, expand options, and best support students and families. With that, we consider prior enrollment, location, air condition, as well as other characteristics in determining our summer sites. This year, we also look into account sites availability due to project planning in the summer. This year, we will host 4 high school sites and 14 elementary sites, which are on the separate handout. Most sites will have camps that provide wraparound services such as community learning centers, club rec, and childcare camps. Students will have fun places to go before and after school, evenings and weekends, and during summer, after summer school hours. Camps and CLC locations will be collaborated with REC after this approval of this proposal. Summer daily attendance mirrors student enrollment during the school year, so we expect to have students in special education, Montessori, and bilingual continue to receive services. We will continue to offer bridge programs to transition middle and high school students during the August month. Freshman year plays a significant role in determining the success of students, and determine the success of students will have in high school, providing incoming ninth graders opportunity to meet their ninth grade teachers, connect to upperclassmen, identify extracurricular activities, and just have the opportunity to be on campus before school year helps students be prepared as they navigate their first year of high school. Students will engage in community building through participation in service learning. The overarching goal is to enhance students' confidence and sense of belonging as they transition into their high school and middle school careers. 6th grade students will also have the opportunity to get on campus early to form realistic expectations of what middle school is like and to build community. Students will get to explore their school and its opportunities before integrating into the student body. At this time, I have completed my presentation and will be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Right. Well, before we go into questions of the committee, Madam Secretary, do we have any public comments on this item?
Madam Chair, we have no request for public testimony on this item, and we have not received any written testimony.
Okay, thank you. So back to committee members. Does anyone have any questions? All right, I see Director Leonard.
A few questions. First of all, I was looking at and I apologize for not being on the page. I like your marketing plan. I know we didn't go over that, but I was looking at what you're going to do, and I really think that that's essential to success. I almost look at our summer academy this year as a launching pad for our regular school year coming up. I think it's pivotal to look at it that way, considering the challenges that we could have with enrollment. So I like the marketing plan a lot. I want to congratulate you on that. I think it's excellent. I do have some questions. I was looking at the career exploration programs, and I was wondering, do those programs also involve explorations by or proposals by our trades and construction industries and other people that have been working with our schools at that level or at that concept?
Administration?
Vice Chair Garcia, members of the board, thank you for that question. Natalie Anderson, Manager of Extended Learning Opportunities. We do continue to work with several of our partners that we already work with. We also are giving high schools the opportunity to work with some of their partners as they have time available. We are considering that many schools will be having projects going on this summer, so that may be limited, but we will give schools the opportunities to work with some of those partners, and we do bring in partners as well through the NPS Foundation, as well as other partners we have through our Career and Technical Education Office.
And I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Director Leonard.
And I can always call you and find out the status of that.
Definitely. Oh, Chair Garcia, members of the board, Natalie Anderson, you could definitely call me and find out the partners we'll have in.
Okay, thank you. And then just one other question, I believe. Oh, two others, I'm sorry. What are our projected numbers for the summer programs?
Administration?
Add 100 or two to it. Vice Chair Garcia, members of the board, Natalie Anderson, Manager of ELO. Last year, we had about 6,000 students participate in Summer Academy. We are assuming a projected addition to that number. So probably around 6,500.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
And Director Taylor, go ahead. You have another question or follow-up?
And I'm looking at our staffing needs right now. Is there any concerns about staffing needs in summer, even though we don't need as many staff members to work those programs?
Administration.
Chair Garcia, members of the board, we are going to do a marketing campaign to our staff as well to try to increase the number of staff that are interested in Summer Academy. So we'll be hosting an informational session and sending additional information to our schools to try to increase the number of staff that apply for Summer Academy. So we're hoping that those efforts will increase the pool of summer school teachers.
Thank you.
All right, and it looks like any other questions or follow-ups, Director Leonard?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
All right, then I see Director Peterson, your hand is up.
Yes, thank you very much. First of all, I want to thank everyone who has put time into planning these summer programs. I know as a teacher, motivation is key in terms of learning. And if I was a student, there's a lot of these programs I'd love to participate in. And so I'm really excited about that. And I'm appreciative of the fact that you've solicited teachers who have expertise in certain fun things, but very learning oriented, to include their energies into these programs. So thank you. The one question I had was, could you tell us where the bilingual programming is going to be? I assume View School as one, but is there others, or is there a high school designated?
Administration.
Vice Chair Garcia, members of the board, Natalie Anderson, Manager of Extended Learning Opportunities. We are working with the bilingual department to solidify that. Tentatively, we are looking at Rogers and View for those bilingual sites. We're trying to determine still if we will offer a third site for elementary.
Can I
Thank
just?
you. Yeah, go
I
ahead, Director Peterson.
Think that's good information. Thank you very much. Is there a site particularly for high school?
Chair Garcia, members of the board, currently we're looking at Bradley Tech, but again, that is not a solid, we're still discussing it with the bilingual team.
Great. Thank you so much.
All right. Any other questions from the committee? So I just had a couple of remarks, or I guess, I don't know how to do this, Dr. Mann.
Please proceed with your remarks.
All right. So first of all, yes, thank you for sharing this very comprehensive look at what summer offerings will be for our students. One of the things that really caught my attention was the virtual night school offering. So I was wondering if you could just share a little bit more about that for a listening audience, because I think that's something that really brings innovation into what we're doing here during the summer.
Hey, Chair Garcia, members of the committee, Natalie Anderson, Manager of Extended Learning Opportunities. Through our virtual night program, juniors and seniors have the opportunity to participate in acceleration and credit recovery every night from 5 to 7 through Google Meets with teachers in the core content areas. That way, if students have work opportunities or pre-college opportunities during the day, they still have the opportunities to interact with staff and accelerating credits as well as recover credits. We do focus on our juniors and seniors because they are more independent, because they also have the opportunity to work outside of those hours on coursework.
Excellent, thank you. And that was all from my part. So I guess it's back, the ball's back in our court. What is the pleasure of the committee in regards to this item?
Oops.
Go ahead, Director Leonard.
Whoops. Am I there still? Yeah. I move to recommend the proposal or the resolution.
Second.
And is there any further discussion? Seeing none, will the secretary please call the roll?
Madam Chair, as this is the committee, we will just need the motion.
Okay.
So on Director Leonard's motion to approve the Summer Academy Plan for 2022. Director Gokul Gandhi.
Aye.
Director Leonard.
Aye.
And Chair Garcia.
Aye.
That's 3 ayes. The motion passes.
All right, Madam Secretary, next item, please.
The next item is item number 2, which is a report with possible action on the state accountability report cards for 2020 and 2021. This is an informational item, and although it has been noticed for possible action, no action is required.
Thank you. Will the administration please present the item?
Yes, Vice Chair Garcia, and members of the committee, in alignment with the recent release of the data reporting, we have prepared a presentation with information related to the 2020-2021 State Accountability Report Card. I will ask Dr. Melanie Stewart to give an overview as well as provide a description and summary of the highlights. Upon completion, we will answer any questions that you may have in regards to this item. Dr. Stewart.
Very good. Good evening. I'm Melanie Stewart. I'm the Director of Research, Assessment, and Data for the district. Tonight, we're going to talk about the recently released State Accountability Report Cards. If we look at our 5 priorities for success, this covers looking at both the increase in academic achievement, but also improving our district and school culture in the process of the metrics that we are looking at. What we'd like to share tonight is Milwaukee Public Schools received a meets expectation rating, an overall score of 58.1. If we look over past years, we can see that this current year, which is the bottom line of the chart, is we have far more schools that are in the meets, exceeds, and significantly exceeds expectation category. This year also, we have more schools that received alternate report cards. This is responsible for some changes in who receives regular report cards and alternate, but in particularly, we have additional schools that had to have alternate report cards because they were not able to assess students in the spring due to quarantines with the pandemic. Generally, these are schools that have less than 20 students that are full academic year taking the state assessments. So we had more schools that fell into this category. Some of our highlights. We want to congratulate Marvin Pratt Elementary, who earned the highest overall accountability score of 89.3. And this is the second time that Marvin Pratt has been our highest report card in the district. Again, over 50% of our schools meet, exceeds, or significantly exceeds expectations. 86 of our schools have that rating of meet, exceeds, or significantly exceeds, and 5 of our schools are rated in the highest category as significantly exceeds expectations. Some of the other things, though, that we need to keep in mind is some changes in the report card. The first is you will see that deductions for absenteeism and dropout rate are no longer part of the state report card. In previous years, you could earn a 5-point deduction in each of these categories, and that score was taken off your report card score. That no longer exists. We also can say that every group met or exceeded predicted growth in English language arts on our district report card. So as we will go through the report card, the area of growth is one of the 4 priority areas. And again, every one of our student groups, demographic groups, met or exceeded their predicted growth. So that's a celebration. Our most struggling students in the district grew at a higher rate than other students in mathematics. So again, bravo to all of those teachers that are working with our most struggling students that saw that these students could grow at a higher rate. At the bottom of this slide, you will see, though, that we need to be cautious about interpreting this year's state report cards. Due to the pandemic, we need to be certain that we are carefully reviewing all of the data and the percentage of students that are represented in the data. There are additional resources on the public website of the Department of Public Instruction if someone is interested in learning more about the changes and or very specific information on one of the areas of the state report card. So talking about participation in the Wisconsin state assessment system, We are looking at the 3 assessments that make up the state report card. The forward exam in ELA and math, and you can see here, approximately 44% of our students were able to participate. Remember that all of these assessments had to be taken in person. In the spring of last year, we were transitioning to in-person, and many families chose to remain virtual. Therefore, this is the number of students who were able to participate. There was no virtual option available for any of these assessments. ACT Aspire, this is the 8th and 9th grade assessment. And remember, at our high schools, predominantly our seniors were back in person during this time frame, and only a small number of 8th, 9th, and 10th graders. The ACT, at that time, we were 100% virtual. These students came in to on-site to their schools. Parents had to be willing to have their student to come in person to participate in the ACT. Some other information about the report card. There are changes in the cut scores. As you will soon see, not only is there a change in the deduction areas of dropout and absenteeism, but there are also metric changes. Because of all of the changes in the metrics within the report card, the deductions, the inclusion of absenteeism into the calculation, the state had to calculate statistically what the new cut scores would be. These will be the cut scores moving forward into the future. So the first thing you will notice is there's a new format. It is a more visually pleasing and made to be more visual, so it is easier to see, read, and understand. You will see at the very beginning, we have an opportunity to have a short narrative by the district and by school. Again, no deductions. This is showing the front page and the demographics. One to pay particular attention to is on the right-hand side of the page, the economically disadvantaged percentages. This is important because this will help us determine how a report card is calculated and how different groupings are weighted. There are 4 priority areas. The priority areas of achievement and growth have not changed. Those remain the same as to the previous report card that came out in 2018-19. The target group outcomes is a brand new metric. This is replacing the gap closing metric. You consider the target group outcomes as a mini report card for our most struggling students. This is approximately the bottom quartile of the district students and or at a building, their students. And these then are compared to non-target group students within the district or within the building. The final metric, on track to graduation, has been updated. While we do not have deductions for absenteeism, absenteeism is now part of the calculation for both the target group and the on track to graduation metric. Also, under each priority area, you will see a chart at the top of the page. This provides you a perspective of the school or district compared to other schools. This particular picture is of one of our K-8 schools, and it shows that it is right in the middle of like the bell curve in comparison to all other K-8 schools in the state. Each priority area has a chart that compares the district or the school to the state in that area. So, for example, I'm compared to similar grade bands on growth. That's what this picture is showing. As I mentioned, an important area of the report card is understanding the percent of economically disadvantaged students. If you look at the pie chart on the left, that pie chart indicates the weighting of achievement and growth on that report card when that district or school has a high percentage of economically disadvantaged students. On the right, this shows a school or district that has lower percentage of economically disadvantaged students. So you can see in reading the report card, this is very important information to know if the report card was based primarily on achievement or on growth. Another new addition to the state report card brought to us by our state legislators is data that reflects course and program data. This provides us an opportunity to see how many of our students are in advanced courses, dual enrollment, earning industrial recognized credentials, or in work-based learning. In these metrics, each student only counts once. So for example, if we have a student that took 5 advanced courses, AP, MYP, or IB, that student counts once. But if I only took 1 course, then I count once. So it is the individual students that have taken these opportunities and completed the course successfully. They did not, in the case of IB or AP, have to take the exam, but they have successfully completed and passed the course. Dual enrollment, as you are aware, are partnerships with universities and other post-secondary institutions. And the work-based learning is more in MPS, our internships, not just our work-study program. Additionally, legislation was passed that we need to report the courses in art and design, dance, music, and theater. So these again show the number of students that have successfully completed courses in these areas. What we also have to understand is that the state report cards we are under the state statute for public requirements of reporting. Tonight's presentation is part of that we need to be able to make certain that we have shared our report card score, but also that we can show people where they can access information about other schools' report cards in the district. We have updated the district and school improvement website, and there are several things to note that are part of our accountability. If you look at the quick links, that is where people in the community can go to get the MPS district report card. They can look at the educational options that are available, or they can go to the state website to look up any school's report card in our district or any other district in the state. Part of this is all under the federal requirements of the Every Student Succeed Act. And another component of that is that we have to share school improvement plans and report cards and provide people an opportunity to share and provide feedback. Now on the site, if you go to an elementary school, you can see their school improvement plan at a glance. You can see their report card, and you can also provide feedback. If you go to the district webpage and do search for report cards, you will see this as the top link and can find this information. So what are our next steps? Remembering that the report card is primarily 3 areas: our learning, our attendance, and our graduation rate. Currently, we have the Ambitious Instruction Accelerating Learning Plan in place, and our target is to increase student academic performance through acceleration and scaffolding engagement, etc. We want to make certain that we are providing the best education to help increase learning of all students. Second is to improve attendance. Currently, we have school-wide strategies that are part of school improvement plans. For example, the implementation of our PBIS attendance interventions, parents' calls, monitoring data. And we also want to increase our four-year graduation rate. This is occurring through closer monitoring of course completion and programming. And with any student, it is everyone involved, teachers, family, the student, to make certain that we are surrounding our students with the opportunities and the needs of support to prevent failures before they occur. So at this point, I thank you for your time and attention and will be glad to answer any questions that you have.
Thank you for that presentation. And before we go to committee questions, Madam Secretary, do we have any public comment on this item?
Madam Chair, we have no request for public testimony on this item.
Excellent. I will open up now the queue and committee members. Anybody want to kick us off with some questions? All right, Director Golkan Gandhi.
Thank you so much for this report. Given the data that you saw this year and what happened with the pandemic, how are you feeling about next year and how much, I don't want to, I'm not sure the right words to use, but how much catching up we can do or the projection of achievement that you feel that will make? Or do you think that last year has completely recalibrated the way that we see student success and achievement?
Monday, the report card, one of the things to remember is some of the data is older. So if we're looking at attendance data and graduation data, that's from the 1920 school year. So part of what we have to look at is when did the data come from? The achievement data on this report card, as I shared with you, is just a very small percentage. It's not even half of our students were able to assess. So we cannot really compare this report card to any previous report card. We are edging into winter and our second round of universal screening, and I think we will have a better understanding. We have preliminary data from the fall, but now after we have implemented ambitious instruction, accelerating learning, and other interventions that are in place, we will have a better answer for you as to how we are moving now that we have data on all students, both a pre and a post, and we can be able to answer you more directly what our growth looks like and what we need to do moving forward.
Thank you.
All right, any other person have a question? All right, Director Leonard.
Just a couple of technical questions. What exactly are industry standards?
Garcia, Director Leonard. The industry credentials are based on the community and the businesses. In Wisconsin, there are not a lot of these available. There are automotive, so students that are in career and technical programs or are in career technical programs in partnership with the higher institutions of learning that are, then you have to go through a series of things. So we could get some of those that are available in the state, but there is not a large listing of those in Wisconsin.
So that would be similar to like an ASE automotive type?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right, that was it. And then I just wanted to understand, I'm looking on the on track to graduation And I'm looking at the two numbers, 64.7 as compared to 87.0 for the state. How exactly should I interpret that?
When we're looking at chronic absenteeism, I think the easiest way to look at the metric, it's almost in the reverse. So if you're looking at the 64.7, that is really the percentage that are regularly attending.
Okay, all right.
And the part that, if you take that minus 100, then you would know the percentage that are chronically absent. And those are the students who are attending school less than 90% of the time.
Got it.
In the state, then, same thing, 87% are regularly attending, and approximately 13% are chronically absent.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you. Anybody else have questions? No questions? So if you can, because I think that, you know, receiving all this information can be very, very overwhelming for folks. And part of this presentation today is to ensure that, you know, the listening audience and the broader community know how to access this information. So once again, can you just go over where this information can be found so that folks can go ahead and take a look at them, get intimate with this data, slice and dice, you know, just like we've all been trying to do.
Garcia, there are two ways. The first way is to get our data and our report cards and our plans is go to our district website and search report cards. And if you go to the district and school improvement page, you will have links to get you to the district report cards, school report cards, educational options, as well as the school improvement plans at a glance for all of our schools. You can see their individual report card, have opportunity to give feedback. The general information is to go to the Department of Public Instruction website, and that's www.dpi.wi.gov, and search report cards. And that will take you directly to the report card page. And there you can either download spreadsheets of all of the districts in the state. You can choose Milwaukee and pull all the information about our schools into a single spreadsheet. You can look for individual schools, but all of this information is public and can be shared. And you can look and see how other schools and our neighbors are doing, how we're doing, and it is all publicly available.
Thank you for that. Is there any further discussion on this item? All right, seeing none, Madam Secretary, next item, please.
The next item is item number 3, a report of possible action on the regional showcase, and that is for the Central Region. This is an informational item, and although it has been noticed for possible action, no action is required.
Will administration please present the item?
Yes, Vice Chair Garcia and members of the committee, this evening, we will cap off the agenda with our regional showcase. Tonight, we will highlight the Central Region. Dr. Carletta Nolan, Regional Superintendent for the Central Region, give us an update on the successful strategies in the Central Region schools. I not only want to thank the Westside Academy school community for being here, I would also like to recognize all Central Region schools, students, families, and staff for their efforts. At this time, I would ask Dr. Nolan to begin the presentation, and after we will hear from the Principal Drain, who will share what she does to make sure that Westside is such a special place. Dr. Nolan.
Thank you, Dr. Posley. Good evening, Chair Garcia, members of the committee, and Dr. Posley. I am Dr. Carletta Nolan, and I find it an honor and a privilege to serve in the role as Regional Superintendent for the Central Region. In the Central Region, we value collaboration within and among school communities, learning for adults and students, data-driven decision-making, strong family and community connections, and maximizing human and capital resources. Our values are in direct alignment with the 5 priorities of success, which are increased academic achievement and accountability, improve district and school culture, developing our staff, ensuring fiscal responsibility and transparency, and strengthening communication and collaboration. We offer a wide variety of educational opportunities for families, including early childhood, language, immersion, Montessori, arts turnaround, primary years IB candidate, community schools, and several K-5 and K-8 schools. In the Central Region, we currently serve 7,089 scholars. Of these 7,089 scholars, 6.6% are English language learners, 19.4% are students with disabilities, and 89.3% are economically disadvantaged. The racial makeup of the region is 7% Asian, 79.2% African American, 6.3% Hispanic, 3.1% white, and 3.9% identify with 2 or more races. As you can see from this slide, it represents the designation of each school on the 2020-21 state report card. As you can see, the majority of the schools in the Central Region meet or exceed expectations. As noted in the previous presentation, Marvin Pratt remains the highest performing school in our district. While we are pleased to have had an 85.7% increase in the number of schools that are meeting or exceeding expectations and are home to the highest performing school in the district, we are not where we aspire to be. But with a growth mindset, we view our current reality as a call to action to continue to develop each school within the region. We continue to hold ourselves accountable for leadership and instruction that yields high academic performance for each of our scholars. Therefore, our goals continue to be that all scholars will be proficient readers by the end of 3rd grade. All schools will meet or exceed expectations on the state report card. The region will have a cumulative attendance rate of 95% or higher. All schools will be fully staffed with highly qualified staff, and student enrollment will be at the maximum capacity. We believe that realizing these goals will allow us to leverage our resources in order to expand our educational and supplemental resource opportunities for our scholars. At this time, I would like to shine the spotlight on one of the schools in the region that is well on its way to realizing the goals set for the region. This school is Westside Academy. Westside is known as the best side. This school is one of the best kept secrets within the Central Region. Westside Academy is led by Principal Renee Drain, who is a Green School Principal of the Year nominee. Ms. Drain is joined tonight by members of her staff that she will introduce. Ms. Drain, please share with us the West Side story.
Good evening, Chair Garcia, members of the committee, Dr. Posley, Dr. Nolan. It is my privilege to be here on today to represent the Central Region. And I am Renee Drain, the proud principal of Westside Academy and a product of Milwaukee Public Schools. Joining me today is my school support teacher, Ms. Antoinette Mees, and my community school coordinator, Ms. Jennifer Langer. And we will take you on a brief story, which we like to call our West Side story. Now, before we get started, we like to shake our wiggles out, right? It's been a long day. And I know you've been waiting for us, right? You just said, I can't wait till I get to agenda item number 3. And you know, a Central Region showcase is coming. And we were like, we can't wait till you get to number 3 either. So something we like to do with our students in our morning assembly, because you were told West Side is the best side. So what we like to do, and we do a little rock, but you know, I'll let you slide today. You just have to come to one of our morning assemblies. And I'll start off with the students. I'll say West Side, and they'll respond.
West Side.
Okay, now they're a little dry right now. And so they're gonna work on a little more, but hold on, because I'm gonna ask you to engage with us as well. So I'm a rock, and you don't have to rock, but you know, I've been sitting. West Side,
West Side.
West Side,
West Side.
West Side.
West Side.
Now, I don't know how this is gonna work because we're in this virtual world. I'm just gonna just have you do it one time. Yes, the committee, yeah. And you're gonna come off of mute and you're just gonna say best side. It's just gonna sound all over the place, right? But we just need some excitement. So after I say West Side, you're gonna say best side, okay? West Side.
Best
West
side.
Side.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah. Thank you. Slide 1. Let's start. Go back to slide 1, please. The very first one with the beautiful family. There we go. Thank you again for joining in our West Side chant. Our West Side story begins here. This is Miss Burdine and her daughter Jamila, a first grader here at West Side. What's so unique about this picture here is Miss Burdine is not only a parent of West Side, she's a former student of West Side. So we are excited to have her, and actually her youngest is part of our Head Start program now in K3. Ms. Burdine started at Westside in K4 herself. And when I had a conversation with her, I said, what is it about Westside? You know, all her kids have gone through here. And she said, I've had fond memories of Westside, and I always knew the teachers cared about me. And that just made me smile on the inside, even though I wasn't here when she attended. And so I understood the assignment as a leader and assured that her students will have that same feeling. So we can go back to slide 6, where you see that amazing staff. This staff right here is what makes it happen each and every day. We are excited about the relationships we built with our families that extends to the next generation. Next slide. Our Westside chapter has to begin with our vision statement. And we have some things that are bulleted when we talk about the core academics and the social emotional development of our students. And we want to prepare them to be career and college ready. And so our core academics, we want to ensure that all of our students receive quality instruction that will promote student achievement. Our students are supported each and every day through PBIS, expectations as well. Our students are on their way to be career and college ready because we provide complex problem solving skills, higher order thinking skills, as well as promoting their self-awareness. We are proud to say that through PBIS, we have increased student celebration and recognition, which has reduced behavioral referrals and suspensions over the past 4 years. Next slide. Our Westside story continues with our demographics. Currently, we have 191 students, 0.5 are English language learners, 21.7 are students with disabilities. 91% of our students are economically disadvantaged. Next slide. And again, I mentioned our wonderful staff that I love coming to work with each and every day. This has probably been a challenge as far as the pandemic, but look at their attendance, 95.7%. 80% of our students have at least a master's degree. 70% of our staff have been here at Westside at least 5 years. Our turnover rate is very low. And when we have vacancies, it's due to retirement. Now, our Westside story will continue. Next slide. And Ms. Jennifer will introduce to you our Westside chapter when it comes to our community schools.
Hello, Chair Garcia and members of the board. My name is Jennifer Langer, and I have the privilege of being the community school coordinator at Westside Academy through Frederick and the Medical College of Wisconsin. Being a community school means we are actively participating in a school transformational process. We do this by practicing 3 core values, which are shared leadership, equity, and cultural relevance. Here you see some of our various partners, which were brought in through an equitable lens, meaning we engage partners and resources that align with the needs of our school so our students, staff, and families have what they need to be successful. An example of this would be our strong partnership with Frederick and the Medical College of Wisconsin. Not only do they host both my position and our school nurse, but they also provide PPE, grants for technology and curriculum, yearly Christmas gifts for our students, and many opportunities for families. Through the community school partnership, some of our families also had the opportunity to meet with the U.S. Department of Education and have a conversation with them about concerns and any ideas they had that would help our educational system. Bike Fed has also been a great partner this year, as they have invited families and neighborhood residents to be a part of the Safe Routes to School program with our students. I'll talk about this a little bit more in the next slide. Next slide. Safety and a supportive culture are our top priorities at Westside. From this page, one partnership I'd like to highlight is the Wisconsin Bike Federation. Our community school leadership team identified safety inside and outside of the building as a priority for Westside. By doing this, we were able to engage Bike Fed and the city of Milwaukee with our students, families, and neighborhood residents through their Safe Route to School program. During this 2-week program, our students were able to discuss outdoor safety concerns and learn how to ride bikes, with 8 students learning to ride for the first time. They also learned to read and create maps, and finally were able to participate in a hands-on lesson using math to create safer streets with the very real budget of $75,000 from the city of Milwaukee. With this budget, they were able to make changes to the streets surrounding Westside, such as adding traffic circles or curb expenditures to slow down traffic, in hopes that traveling outside of the school would be safer. This program has been so impactful to our students, and they can't wait until next year to see how all their plans were implemented in the streets surrounding Westside. I'd also like to highlight the community school leadership team on this page. As I mentioned, a supportive culture is very important to our school, and as a community school, we're trying our best to always practice and encourage shared leadership. Our community school leadership team does just that. This team is comprised of 5 stakeholder groups: students, staff, families, partners, and community residents, who all come together at least once a month and participate in decision-making and the development and ownership of strategies within the school that align to the priorities set by this team to help Westside continue to grow and be the best it can for our students, staff, and families. The next chapter of our story goes on, and we'll hear from our fabulous SST Miss Means about our newly developed Green School Space and initiatives.
Good evening, Chair Garcia, and members of the board. My name is Antoinette Means, and I'm the school support teacher at Westside Academy. In spring of 2021, our new green space was completed. After many years of planning and preparing with our green team, we are excited to see the changes and use our new green space. We now have more grass, more plants, and we have new landscaping. This school year, we also introduced our staff, parents, and community members to the Westside Academy Discovery Education Cart. This cart was designed to help facilitate outdoor learning activities. Our Discovery Cart enhances and promotes outdoor learning in all subject areas. It's equipped with the supplies a teacher would need for outdoor classroom. There are sections that transform to a whiteboard and a chalkboard, as you see. And we have compartments with supplies needed for gardening, insect exploration. And we also have books that can help extend lessons about plants, the water cycle, and animals. Our new green space provides opportunities to also practice social emotional learning through nature and provide our students with the much needed math breaks that they need. We have community members who help us take care and maintain the green space in the front of our building. They partnered with our second grade class this fall who was learning about the plant cycle, and the volunteers gave the students gardening tips and they helped them plant tulips. Our outdoor classroom space has allowed us to continue to have our family events and maintain social distancing and follow COVID safety protocols by having our outdoor events outside. It was also an honor to have our members of our Green School team present at the National Green School Conference this year. Our team led sessions and demonstrated outdoor strategies that caregivers and educators could use to promote social and emotional well-being. We see our teachers using this space more often, and they have reported that students are more engaged and they enjoy being outside. And we anticipate that our new green space will help increase our academic achievement. Thank you. Next slide.
Our West Side story has not ended. So I want to talk about our future chapters. One, we are going to focus on literacy for all of our teaching staff to develop the skills they need to address the unfinished learning and teaching of our students, as well as for our teachers. This focus is in collaboration with Dr. Nolan, district leaders, and alongside instructional partners. With this partnership, teachers will receive strategies to strengthen their practices that will promote teaching and learning and student achievement. Also, our future chapter involves restorative practice. A lot of times we've been talking about restorative practice, where Westside is in that implementation stage. At Westside Academy, our emphasis is placed on building and maintaining strong relationships with students and their families, among and between staff members, and with the larger Westside community. Therefore, as a way to continue our efforts in sustaining a school-wide culture that is safe, supportive, and engaging, staff members at Westside overwhelmingly voted to implement restorative practices over the next 3 years. We are an implementation school. And lastly, I want to talk about our Parent Supporting Parent Initiative, launching in spring 2022. This creates a space for parents to feel safe and is an informal meeting space where they can feel safe and comfortable with their families. The whole purpose is connecting families with other families during a time where we all know neighborhoods are rare and families may never meet. The purpose of this meeting space is that we can connect families with one another, that they may grow, they may learn one another and build off of each other's skills. Our hopes are that they will not only develop meaningful relationships, but also encourage family engagement and decision-making within our school. So watch out for Westside. Not only are we the best side, it's to be continued. Chair Garcia, members of the board, Dr. Posley, Dr. Nolan, I want to thank you for the opportunity for giving my team a chance to share our West Side story on this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Drain, Ms. Means, and Ms. Langer. You make us all in the Central Region proud by sharing your West Side story. What you have just heard is a testament not only to the West Side school community, but to each and every school within the Central Region, where we make sure that students have heads on, hands on, and hearts on learning. Thank you for this space, and we are ready to receive any questions.
Thank you for that. Before we go into comments or questions, Madam Secretary, do we have any public comment on this item?
Madam Chair, we have no public testimony on this item.
Excellent. Committee members, does anyone wish to make any comments or have any questions? Director Gokul-Kande.
Just as usual, amazing work, so inspiring. Thank you for doing everything that you do, and we love that you're a community school. So just wanted to say thank you for your time and your efforts.
All right, Director Peterson.
I'll echo Director Gokul-Kande's thank you. Very impressed with all three presentations and the work that's being done at your school. I'm curious about what you think the school board administration might do to help increase the number of students who come to your school. I don't know what the capacity is, but it seems like such a gem that it'd be great to find ways to encourage other people in the neighborhood and throughout the city to attend your school. So thanks again, but any thoughts on enrollment?
Administration?
Chair Garcia and members of the committee, we are in conversation with the principal of Westside to create a comprehensive plan to recruit and retain more students. We understand that all parents want a viable option for their students, and we believe that Westside Academy has started to build that foundation that will attract the families, not only in that area, but from across the community. I think one of the things we have to do is just get the Westside story told to more individuals, ensuring that they have an opportunity to come in and see the actual rigor in the instruction that's happening. They will notice that they are a school that meets expectations, and it's really just about getting that story told. How do we promote this story? And so we are working on that. We have plans in the works to create more of an opportunity to build the enrollment at Westside Academy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And Director Leonard.
I just want to mirror what the other board directors said. Very, very excellent presentation. Westside Community School was our neighbor. I worked at Bethune Academy just down the street. I loved your building. I know it's an older building, but it was such a beautiful building when we would go in there. I am curious, and I guess you don't have to answer this right now, but I think I do want to contact you and get more details on your parent-to-parent initiative. I am very curious about that. It is something that I think is essential to both building our rapport with our parents, with MPS, and increasing our enrollment. Thank you again. Thank you very much.
Excellent. And then just to echo everyone's remarks, congratulations, Dr. Noland. I think that the leadership you're showing in your district is definitely visible. And to the folks that are joining us today at Westside Academy, Principal Drain, thank you for just having all that energy that is felt. I think especially during this school year, it's important to have leadership that really motivates and encourages not only the leadership within our buildings, but also the families that clearly you have done an excellent job, you and your team, of building and strengthening, maintaining, those relationships where now we see second generations that are taking advantage of the quality product that can be taken advantage of when attending Westside Academy. So, keep rocking, literally and figuratively. I think you are doing all an amazing job. And also send our congratulations to those 8 students that rode their bike for the first time this year. That's big wins as well. And let's see this. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, Madam Secretary, next item, please.
Madam Chair, that was the last item on tonight's agenda.
Well, there being no further business before the committee, this meeting is adjourned.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.